Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. If you like it, definitely make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. But I am so excited to be back for the first reading vlog of 2026. Guys, I kid you not, I filmed multiple reading vlogs over the last couple months, literally months, and I have not uploaded a single one because they were either like time sensitive, aka Christmas reads, and then I just took me way too long to actually get around to editing them. So then I was like, okay, no one's gonna care about a Christmas reading vlog in the middle of January. But I've been reading a lot of good books recently, so I'm going into 2026 with such a big reading bug. I'm like itching to just binge books, so I cannot wait to be like filming work at it. Oh, this feels so good. I miss this. I miss it so much. I just got finished reading the whole Prison Healer series, and it ended up being a pretty highly rated series for me. I think I rated the first one a 4.5, second one was a 3, and then the last one was a 4. And overall, I thought it was a good series. I liked it. So I'm really torn whether to go into like a fantasy book again, because that was so good, or if I want to do a different genre. I don't know. But what I do know is I have a spreadsheet that I made last year in my last reading vlog I posted, and it was all the books like I wanted to read, and I read a few of them, but really not that many. So I wanted to kind of work through that, I think, low-key. Actually guys, I figured out what book I'm reading. That was so easy. I forgot that I got this, and I actually got this thrifting. I was shocked. I found it thrifting in December. It literally came out like no time ago. Is that English? September 2025. So maybe it's about time that's already in the already in a thrift store. But I saw Heather talking about this, Destiny read this, and I think it's definitely going to be like on a lot of people's TBRs for January. So I wanted to also make sure I read it, because I feel like it's always so much more fun when you read a book when everyone's talking about it. So I don't even know what it's about, TBH. I just picked it up because I was like, oh my gosh, that book just came out and everyone's talking about it. I'm grabbing it. So it says, Gray Flynn has dedicated her life to her mage. Kier? Mage? What the frick is a mage? Oh, it's a part of a series. Oh, it's the first book in the series. I talked about this previously, but I don't love I don't like starting series if the whole series isn't out yet, because I know for a fact by the time the second one comes out, if I end up liking enough to want to read the second one, which I probably would, I will forget everything. I will forget everything, and I will never like that series as much as if I'd have been able to read the whole series back to back. But I can't wait. Gray Flynn has dedicated her life to her mage. I keep saying magic. To her mage, Kier. She will be his blade on the battlefield, his healer and protector. The deep well of raw power inside her is Kyr's to use. Kyr's? I don't know. Gray would only do anything for Kyr. To be anything for him, he would only have to ask. When a quest to protect the child of an enemy kingdom, blah blah blah. For Gray is no ordinary magical well, but heir to the lost islands of Locke, the root of all power. If she dies, all magic dies with her. Goodness. The second death of Locke is a devastatingly romantic epic fantasy, period, and about the undying, can I read? Heaven forbid. And the undying bond between a knight and their mage. Are people familiar with this word? It's just not, maybe it's just me. Perfect for fans of The Knight and the Moss and The Six Deaths of the Saint. Didn't read either of those, so we'll see what I think. But we're gonna click this as my current read. And that font goes all the way to the top of the page. Blimey. No margins there, shall we say. Oh, I'm actually really excited. Period. Okay, great. I'm gonna go outside and read that, and I will check back in with you guys when I'm getting into it. I was sitting outside reading for as long as I could until it got freezing cold and it was dark. So I was like, okay, let me go in. But I didn't want to stop reading. I got up to page 61, like 60? Yeah, chapter 5. Chapters are kind of long, like 20 pages each, give or take. Maybe not, maybe, I think, yeah. And like, why am I kind of eating this up? I feel like I am just in a fantasy mood right now, and this is already hitting the spot. you have to be in a mood. You have to be in a specific mood to read fantasy. And if you're not in that fantasy mood, like don't even try and force yourself to be, because it just isn't gonna fit. But when you're in those moods and you're reading them back to back, oh, there's nothing unlike it. There's nothing unlike it. That's not English. There's nothing like it. It is incredible. We were kind of just like thrown into it. It's taken me like a little bit to grasp. I don't know why. There's just a few times I was like realizing, I was like, am I like skimming this, or am I like not just comprehending what I'm reading? Maybe a little. Okay, let me reread that little chunk again. So there was like a couple sentences and stuff that I have to like reread to be like, what am I being told? And I'm being told names, and there's just some of me, if a name is not easy to know, or a name I'm not familiar with, I mean like Gray's easy. I need to figure out how you say Kyre. I'm gonna say it's Kyre. I don't know. But there's like side characters that you just introduced to just with their names. So I'm like, okay, who are we? I'm like, and you're being introduced to them pretty similar at the same time as you're like being introduced to the two main people. So I'm like trying to like be like, okay, who's who, and like what is happening. And so basically in the story there are Wells, who are the people that they like have magic sources, like magical powers, but I don't think they can use their powers. They have to have a master who is it, I think the hand is also, it's like the well, who is the one that actually like wields the magic. So then they're like, that's like such an intimate relationship. Apparently they're kind of like, hey, you probably shouldn't date, or probably should not like this person more than a friend, because like this is a really intimate relationship already. Because like they have to be touching ideally to like send power to each other, but they can't do it like from a distance. I don't know if actually everybody can do that. They're kind of special. You're noticing that she is a lot more powerful of a well than should be normal, and that's because it's an opposite side, because there's a secret. And I would say don't read the back if you're going to this. I don't know, I feel like it's more fun to figure out, to not know like what her role in the whole thing is, but you know it straight away from the back, so whatever. But yeah, I'm really liking it so far. I feel like I'm still just like me and the characters. I couldn't imagine being that intimate with somebody without catching feelings. They like are constantly together, and like the few times they're not, like they can still feel each other. They can like not like talk to each other like in the mind, but they can like send a feeling like, hey, I need you to come back kind of vibe. All I want to do is just keep reading, but I want to get this moving vlog up, so I need to not just keep reading. And I wish it wasn't already 7:40 so I could just spend hours reading the rest of this book. Like I would sit here and probably binge this book, to be quite frank. So that is a great sign. So yeah, loving it so far. I'm only 6 pages in. Guys, it's now the following day, and I woke up early this morning just so I could read. I mean, I've been trying to get into a better routine of waking up early, but my motivation today was so that I could read more of this book. I'm trying to get a snack, so I'm trying to rush to go sit outside again. So that was so nice. The book is just, I don't know why it's gripping me. I'm telling you guys, when you're in a fantasy mood, like no book hits like fantasy book. No book. It's not even, I don't even know if it's like the best fantasy book in the whole world, but it's just like when a fantasy book is like slightly interesting, there's genuinely nothing better. So we're gonna go sit by the pool again, and did I say I got up to about 110 pages? Wait, a little bit more. Did I wake up early this morning just so I could read my book before work? Yeah, I did. And it got me up out of bed. I am now halfway, and I think it's gonna be a 5-star, guys. Crazy. I feel like I'm really liking the pacing. I just feel like I'm learning things about the characters and the backstory at like a good continual. Sometimes you feel like fantasy is like you just find out everything at the end, and then you're like, all right, where is this? I feel like I'm learning stuff throughout it, and it's building, and yeah, so that's been nice. There's never been a point where I'm like bored. I want to put it down because I'm bored. It's more like I have to then get ready for work, or I need to go to bed, like have to do something else, versus wanting to like stop reading. And the romance, that's it, is so good. It is so good. because of like this well mastered like kind of setup of the one and the other power, and just that intimacy is so like, they were so intimate and just like they've known each other for years, they've been best friends since kids. So just having all of that history, and you learn about that history said like in good timing, so then you can really see like how like there's such yearning, and it's such a slow burn, but like in the best way. I'm not like 1000% understanding the like political plot line that's happening, and I feel like that's just always the way with fantasy. I'm like, do I know 100% when we're like talking about people, do I know 100% who we're talking about, or like what nation or like little area, or what we're talking about? Like now, they do always have a map, they do always have a map. I never reference this, but I'm getting the vibes. I'm getting the vibes of like the mission that they're on, stuff like that. So I'm understanding enough. I think, yeah, there's just fantasy, that's always that smidge part of you that's like, do I fully understand this? Maybe not, but I know it enough to really enjoy the plot. So that's kind of where we're at with this. And unfortunately I do have to get ready for work, so I can't keep reading, but we just hit the halfway mark, chapter 17, and yeah, I'm loving it so much. I'm so sad that there's not more of them out in the series, because I know once I get to the end I'm gonna want to just jump straight into the next one. It's now the night after you saw me reading this morning, and I got home from work, got to Papa John's, sitting here watching Sarah, and I'm so excited to read this book after I finish eating. Maybe I'll go to the gym, maybe I won't, because I'm like, I just want to binge this. I haven't read it anymore since I didn't take it to work, because I know I wouldn't be able to read it at work, but I'm itching. I also have so many book girly videos to catch up on. I feel like there's always the lull after Christmas, and then because obviously they do like book months and just upload so many videos in December, and then they take a break for a little, and then they come back, and they're coming back. Okay, I'm turning you guys on because it's now like 8 something, 8:18, and where is the night gone? My friend FaceTimed me, so then I was talking to him for a bit, but then like I've just been scrolling for probably the last hour. I don't even want to be. I didn't even want to be scrolling. Oh my gosh, I'm so annoyed. This happens all the time. Like, you know, I've thought about getting a break because everyone in the mother has a break right now, but I just don't want to have to need that. Anyway, okay, we're finally gonna read. Yay. I think it's also, this is a silly problem, but I never know what to put on in the background, because I don't want like dead silence. I don't know, dead silence at night feels like really lame. I don't mind it in the day when it's dark outside. I don't really want to be dead silent in here, but then like I don't really like the ambiance in the background. Whatever. I will say there's like little like snippet like letters at the end of a lot of the chapters, maybe not every single one, but a lot of them, and I don't think I always grasp them fully, or like recognize the names. So I do wish I could be bothered to like keep track of those names and those like little letters better, but some of them are easy to tell. But guys, I've been locking in. It's 10:07, and I think I started reading again at like, what was it, 8:20, so nearly 2 hours. But I am now up to page 406, chapter 31. I only got up to 462 again. Part of me wants to stop right now and finish this up in the morning. I mean, I'm literally like less than 60 pages away. Oh, I don't want to go to bed. I'm really enjoying it, but I'm also not like gripped. Like, there's about to be like a fight scene, I think, and I'm gonna be honest, like I don't super like care to find out how it like goes right this second. I'm like, it'll probably go well. I don't know, you just know with fantasy books, you're like, all right, like what's gonna happen. So I think I am gonna pause it and just finish this up in the morning. I think it's gone down to a 4.5, not in a bad way. I mean, that's still stunning rating, but it just feels a bit like, I don't know, we're just like jumping to each thing with not too much like back and forth or like tension, or I don't know. It's like something happens, okay, we talk about it for like a sec, and then we do it. And like, I guess that's fine. There's just no like kind of build up, I feel, between each thing. It's just like, okay, on to the next. So I think that's the only thing I've like noticed so far that I'm like, meh. Wow. Oof. Yeah, I'm gonna put in my thoughts. And then I'm gonna come back to you guys. And it is funny actually, because it feels like it wrapped up, like it feels like it ended. So if you did, like if I didn't know this was in a series, I would think it was just like a one-off. I pondered it for a sec, and I think the reason it started to feel a bit flat for me was around the halfway mark, which some of the other reviews agreed that they also felt like it started out so strong. And then I think it was just like things were happening too easily, that we were just, as I said last night, jumping in from plot to plot, situation to situation, and it was just like, oh, okay, yeah, for sure. Like, oh, that was actually so easy. We're like, oh, everyone believed you when you said that. Oh, okay, yeah, for sure. Oh, you have these allies that can just come fight and have so many armies. Perfect, that's great. Or just like stuff like that. It's just like, oh yeah, of course that would go well and that would happen. Like, yeah, for sure. So it definitely could go down to a 4, which is unfortunate. I would still definitely recommend reading it, and I am, as I said, very curious to see what the plot is gonna be for 2 and 3. Got me up at about a 6 something to read, so it was good. I think I will rate it 4. Now I'm thinking about it. Okay, that makes more sense. So on Goodreads it has like book 2 and has a little synopsis, and it says, the next one is called The Thief and the Traitor Bride, and it's a standalone romantic fantasy set in the world of the second death of Locke, but it's following 2 different main characters. It's like an interconnected standalone. That's fine. I feel like I've read a few, I would say like that's, I feel like a popular thing in romance books, but I don't know if I've read a fantasy book like that. So that'd be interesting. And then there is a 3rd one. So the second one comes out supposedly in September, and then the 3rd one comes out, and it says November, but I'm like, that would be crazy. I know I was just 2 seconds ago saying I don't know what they would talk about with a second following these characters, but now I am kind of like, oh. I mean, I'm sure they'll be, I mean, she's literally like the queen of Locke or whatever. I'm sure they'd be in this next one as well, if it's in the same world. But maybe not, who knows? I guess we'll see in September. I'll definitely read the next one, because I did like enough. I mean, 4-star, I think it's good. So, interesting. Okay, cool. Hey guys, Megan. We are working hard this evening. We are assembling, shall we say. It was fine. Oh my gosh, could you have, I would have been actually, that would have sent me over the edge. I've already crashed out over this stupid thing at least 2 or 3 times, and I had to like mess something up, had to like take pieces out, try and figure out how the frick I messed it up. In my nails, it is actually a pain in the butt to take things out, so I have my tweezers so I can tweezer them, but this is gonna look so nice instead. I love these kind of things. I've only done a couple and they're so fun to me. So my friend for Christmas got me this, which is the Biltmore Estate in North Carolina. I haven't personally been, he's been a couple times. So, but he knows I love these type of things, and I jokingly told him to get me this type of thing, and then he got me this one, so this is perfect. And this is gonna look so cute on my little bookshelf over here that I have the little dragon on, because I know being like a dragon in a castle, and that has like my fantasy books on it. So like, I'm so excited for it to be done and then be able to like pop it on there. But I started, look, like you have a whole dang pamphlet of like all, there's 23 different steps, should I say. And each one has like so many steps in it. It'll be like, build this layer, like what the frick? So I'm currently on step 6, or just finished step 6. Did I? Yeah, we're on step 7 now, guys. We're really flying through this thing, shall we say. But it's coming together. I mean, like, you can, like, it looks like the picture. It's just taken quite a long time. But it's fine. I am really enjoying it. So I don't mind it's taking a while. It's just, I wish the pictures were a bit clearer. I don't know. I do hate the fact that I've had to I've messed it up and I've redone it a couple times, but it's fine. So I was thinking all day of what to read next, and I have decided that I am still in my fantasy era. I wasn't sure. And then I remembered that the second Death of Locke, why did I completely forget the books if I didn't literally just finish it this morning? I'm pretty sure in that synopsis it said, like, for fans of The Night and the Moth. I feel like it's taking me so long to say words out of my mouth. Anyways, yeah, it says perfect for fans of The Night and the Moth and the 6 Deaths of the Saint. Well, I've never heard of the second one, but I obviously have heard of the first one. Everyone, the mother was raving about it when it first came out, and I just never ended up reading it. So I thought, well, if I liked that one, let's read The Night and the Moth. Let's start a new fantasy series that again doesn't have any other books out besides The Night and the Moth. Oh no, my friend read it at 3-star and said, but I feared that the world building, character development, and magic system was just not it. No. No. Somebody rated it a 1-star? 2-star? No. See, this is why I can't. Sometimes I annoy myself when I read reviews before I read a book, because like there are 5 stars too, but of course your eyes go to the ones that are like low, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Blah. Okay, yeah, like it's mixed. So I still want to read it. But anyway, it's not coming unlimited or anything like that. I don't have a physical book. Didn't want to go out and buy it. So I currently am waiting for my hold on Libby. And it said I was first in line, even though I literally, like, I just placed the hold today on my drive home from work, and I realized, oh, this is the book I want to read next. I put my hold and it already said coming soon. So I was like, oh, okay, period, I'm next. So I was really hoping it would like come tonight. It hasn't yet. So that's why I was like, oh, let me just lock in and do this Lego instead. So it's 10:09, so I'm gonna keep clocking away with this thing. See how far we can get on it. And then I don't know if I'll then read tonight, but The Night and the Moth is the book I'm reading next. It's more of that story. Goodness gracious. And I want to go into it blind, so I'm not going to read the book. I don't know anything about it besides the fact it's a fantasy book, and I'm guessing it's similar to the other book since, you know, of the comparison. Because there was just some little things in the back. Like, I love going into a fantasy book not knowing a single thing, because then you get surprised at everything. Duh, because you didn't know a single thing. So that was the only thing about the 7 Death one. I was like, there was some stuff in the back that I was like, oh, it could have been cool to like find out while you're reading it that she was like all magical and all powerful, whatever, but you like see that on the back of the book. So yeah, I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna go into it blind. So I'll probably just see you guys maybe tomorrow. I'm hoping, at least if it doesn't come tonight, it should for sure come tomorrow, please. I feel like I have a bone to pick with Libby, because you're gonna have your hold soon. Lies, don't set me up to be disappointed. I still don't have The Night and the Moth, and it is now Saturday. So like, really it's been a couple days, but I'm itching to read it. So I ended up not reading anything yesterday. I was working all day and then out with my sister and finished the Lego thing, so I'll go show you that up on the shelf. Loki woke up and was like, oh, I kind of just want to read, but again, I just want to read The Night and the Moth. So I am instead gonna go thrifting for some books instead. So, and just like thrifting in general, but I think I will, and I specifically do want to look at the books as well. As I said, I found that second Death of Locke book thrifting, and that was a find. So I'm like, what other ones are there out there that I can find? And then, oh my gosh, I posted a video on my TikTok today. Crazy. Oh my gosh, guys, she's so back. So I've mentioned this before. It's hard to vlog when you're thrifting, I feel like by yourself, because especially the ones I go to, they're really busy, but it's okay. I will at least for sure show you guys what I get afterwards if I pick up any books. I put it right here on my little fantasy shelf, which I definitely could put more. I just have more like trinkets than any fantasy books because I have more up here and then more down here. So they are kind of spread in there. So they're just spread apart here, but this is where I've got my little dragon, and then yeah, I just put it, and I feel like when I have the candles on, it'll just look so cutie. So yeah, I love it so much. Now I'm itching to do another one. Laura did actually get me a book nook, which I haven't put together yet. A DIY book nook kit, and I really want to do this next. So I'm not gonna do it like in the next few days, I don't think. But whenever I end up doing it, I'll definitely show you guys that because it's gonna be so cutie. I have a bone to pick with Libby because I went on it yesterday to see if there was a book on there, and it popped up being like, your book's ready to borrow, but it didn't give me the notification. Nobody gives me a notification, so I know. So I was like, I wonder how long that's been ready to read, but whatever. I've been busy the last couple days anyway, so I haven't really had much of a chance to read, but finally have The Night and the Moth, so that will be getting started probably tonight before I go to bed. But I wanted to do a book haul before I wrap up this video because I got so many books thrifting. Like this isn't even all of them. This isn't even all of them, but there's so many to show you guys. So I'm gonna go through all of those I got, but yeah, and then I'm gonna then wrap this video up and start a new reading vlog that you'll see the Night and the Moth in, and probably some of these reads as well because I'm itching to get started with them. So yeah, yesterday we went to a little town nearby, me and the fam, and we went to this bookstore there. It was in Mondora, so it was called Barrel of Books and Games. So I got 2 books from there. So this first one was like a new book, it's not used, but the rest of the haul is like used books. So I got this, was only $15 there, which I felt like was good for a paperback, and it's called The Book Club for Troublesome Women, and that title just like caught my eye. I haven't heard anybody reading it or anything about it, but I just thought it sounded interesting. It says it's a humorous, thought-provoking, and nostalgic romp through one pivotal and tumultuous like I know the word, but it's not coming out right. Tumultuous? No. American year, as well as an ode to self-discovery, persistence, and the power of sisterhood. Period. So it just sounded like it'd be a fun, like, fiction book. I love a little women's fic. And then the other book that I got from there was Pineapple Street, and it was $7.95, but it looks like in great condition. This was the most expensive like used book I got. All the rest of them are so cheap, so I'm excited to show you those ones. But this was one of those that I've heard people talking about. I do feel like I haven't heard always the best things about it, so I'm interested to see what I feel when reading it. It seemed pretty short. Yeah, it's not even 300 pages, which is nice. Shot through the indulgent pleasures of life among New York's 1%ers, Pineapple Street is an addictive, escapist novel that sparkles with wit. Full of recognizable, lovable, if fallible characters, it's about the peculiar unknownability of someone else's family, the miles between the haves and the have-nots, and the insanity of first love, all wrapped in a deliciously funny, sharply observed duet. Why did I... duet? Yeah. Guys, I promise I'm smart. Oh my gosh. Of family, love, and class. It's just been a long day, guys. I'm tired. So we'll see. We'll see how that is. Now into the rest of the actual thrifted books. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So I went to 3 different ones, and from one of them for $1, I got Revenge of the Wannabes. It's from the Click series. I'm like slowly getting these as I see them thrifting because this is just a nostalgic series for me. I haven't started to reread them yet, but I just thought it'd be fun to have on my shelves. So I'm sure I'll reread them at some point, but for $1, and that was perfectly one that I needed, so it was great. And then from a different one, this was the Gingerbread Bakery, and it was only $2. I've heard like mid things about this whole series. I think I've read the pumpkin spice one, whichever that one is, and yeah, I thought it was like it was just like, you know, the basic romance book, but this was a Christmassy one, and again for $2. I said I can read this next Christmas. Oh my gosh, the rest of these were all then from this thrift chain called Red, White, and Blue. It's all around like the Tampa and surrounding areas. There's a few different locations, so if you're local and you want a good thrift store to go to, I always find such good stuff. Like, that's my favorite thrift stores to go to. So, and I even went up to the book section and I was like, it's looking a bit small. Like, I really don't think I'm gonna find hardly any. Like, that's so unfortunate. Yeah, I just kept putting stuff in the cart. Literally kept putting stuff in the cart. So I was like, okay, period. So let's go through them. First up was a Frederick Bachman book. I was like, period. This was called My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. That sounds like it's gonna make me sob for sure. And it was only $2.99. And it's like in great condition. I haven't heard much about this one specifically, but we love Frederick Bachman, so I'm sure this is gonna be great. And then we have another favorite author of mine, Kristen Hanna. This is called On Mystic Lake, and this is only $2.99. It's a little bit more bashed up, but like really not much. And I've never heard of this one either, but again, I was like, I love the author, so I definitely want to like read all of her books at some point. And this was such a nice floppy, floppy copy. So I think it was, she definitely has like a few books that like she released back in the day before like Nightingale, and those like historical fiction ones that got really popular. So I don't think this is like historical fiction or anything like that, but yeah, it sounds like more of a women's fic from the back. So yeah. And then we have Homecoming by Kate Morton. I don't know anything about this. I've never seen this before, but it was only $4.99. And as you guys know, I'm in my fantasy era right now, and this just looked as if it would be that. I have no idea. Let's look this up real quick. Maybe it's a true crime, actually. An epic story that spans generations, Homecoming asks what we would do for those we love, how we protect the lives we tell, and what it means to come home. Above all, is an intrinsic and spellbinding novel from one of the finest writers working today. All right. That's a little cringe to put at the end of your thing. No offense at all, but that's just a little cringe. Okay, it's got 4 stars, 11,000 rating, or 100, no. It's got 4.05 stars on Goodreads. And what's the genre? What is the genre? Take a trip down under? Oh, is it in Australia? That's fun. Oh yeah, it's based in Australia. Period. Okay, I think it's a mystery / thriller. It's actually so dang hard for me to see. Oh yeah, it says like historical fiction, mystery, thriller, period. Okay, I don't read. I've never read a thriller, so this will be exciting. It looks like it's also not part of a series, which is good, because that was also what it was kind of giving. I was like, oh, is this gonna be a series? But I don't think it is. And the next one was $3.99 for Broken Country. I feel like everyone's talking about this right now. That is, like, this was as crazy to me to find as the second death of Locke. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk. So I was very pleasantly surprised to see this. Destiny has been talking about it recently, and then I feel like just other people were also talking about it that I've seen. And again, know nothing about it. A sweeping love story with the pace and twist of a thriller. What is this? Why do I keep picking up thrillers? Is a novel of shimmering passion, impossible choices, and explosive consequences that toggles between the past and present to explore the far-reaching legacy of first love. Period. Okay, it was that one. Okay, I remember her talking about it because in the book, the neighbor, or somebody in the book, like, shoots the dog, and that made me really sad. When she was talking about it too, and she agreed. She's like, she didn't want to read the book because it had that in, but she said that it was quite a small part in the book. So hopefully that's the case, because that is sad if that's in there. I mean, obviously it's in there, but that's sad. So we'll see how I feel. And then we have Emily Griffin, The Summer Pact, and this was only $3.99 again, and it had a $16.99 sticker on it. $3.99, whatever. And this just seems, it says, in the wake of tragedy, a group of friends make a pact that will cause them to reunite a decade later and embark upon a life-changing adventure together. Period. So again, another like kind of woman's fic one. I feel like I'll keep this for the summer since it's in the name, but I think that'll be good. I felt like I remembered people talking about it this last summer, but I could be making that up. Definitely also heard people talking about First Lie Wins. This was only $2.99. Crazy. And again, I feel like people were talking about this recently. I feel like I remember people saying that it wasn't the best, but I also could be totally making that up and be totally wrong. But I thought either way, because they said I haven't read many thrillers, if it's not that great in the thriller genre, it might still be good to me because I have nothing to compare it to. So I was like, wow, $2.99, I'll still pick it up. It says, Evie Porter has everything a nice Southern girl could want. A doting boyfriend, a house with a white picket fence, and a tight group of friends. The only catch, Evie Porter doesn't exist. So we'll see about that. And then the Love Hypothesis. Oh my gosh, I have so many Ellie Hazelwood. My little Ellie Hazelwood collection right here, but I didn't have Love Hypothesis, and I'm pretty sure this is the one that's coming out with a movie later this year. So I've been wanting to read it. Perfect. This was $2.99. Again, this one's like a little bashed up. You can just see it's like a little, but like perfectly fine to read out of. So yay, I'm excited to read that. And then Little Fires Everywhere. Like, I know I keep saying, I feel like I keep hearing people talking about, but this is one I also feel like I've recently been hearing people talk about. It was only $2.99, and I think this is also a thriller. Apparently we were just picking up thrillers accidentally without realizing it. A riveting novel that traces the intertwined fates of the picture-perfect Richardson family in the enigmatic mother and daughter who upend their lives. It explores the weight of secrets, the nature of art and identity, and the ferocious pull of motherhood, and the danger of believing that following the rules can avert disaster. Interesting. Okay, so another fiction book. Or maybe a little thrillery, maybe a little, yeah, probably a little thrillery, full of fiction. I do like the cover, I feel. I don't know, I just like, there's not about it. I like the cover of that one. And then the last one is one that I've never heard anyone talk about, so changing it up. And this was $4.99, which is kind of funny compared to the prices of all the other ones. So this is the more expensive one when it seems like such a small book too. But maybe that means it's gonna be so good. First, let's say I forgot I filmed this for my TikTok, so I opened it up and I went to read it again, and for a split second I was like, did I already buy something the exact same premise? No, Naomi, you just already read it. You just already read about that other video. But yes, it says an epic story set against the backdrop of World War I of a woman searching for the secret of her identity. And I will eat it up, I'm sure, every time. So I'm really excited about this one as well. Guys, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. That's why I feel like my next video will have to be The Night and the Moth and reading some of these books. Because how can it not? How can it not? I'm quickly losing this online, so that is the perfect timing for me to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know if you read any of these books I got, and if you have any recommendations for which ones I should start next. So I'd be all open. I'm all ears for that because I have no clue which to start with first. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.